It's Chippy. We're at the Sony booth with the Vaio Fit 13 that you might have seen yesterday on the press day. This is a core-based, well, core ultrabook style. It's not actually an ultrabook, but it's an ultrabook style device, and of course the one-hand problem with the camera here. But what you're going to open up to is a laptop with a full HD screen with the triluminous display technology. We've got a Core i5 in this, a full a U-series Core i5 running at I think 1.9 gigs with turbo boost as well. So the trick here is what we can actually do with the screen is just pull that out off the magnet, and that will flip down into what I would call a tabletop tablet. It is actually quite heavy, 1.2 kilograms, so you're not going to use this really much sitting on the sofa, to be honest. And actually, as I hold it, those edges are super uncomfortable. So that is not a device to hold in your hands for very long. But it is a device for the tabletop, and what's important there is that you've got Entric digitizer layer on this, so you've got a nice stable base to use the feature there. Just flipping that up. Of course, it is typical sort of laptop with a slightly bouncy hinge, but it's actually pretty stiff. But of course, if you're working on art projects, that's going to be no use at all. You'd have to use it in tabletop mode for art and design type activity. As for the keyboard, well, it's a mid-range keyboard. This is not a report writing keyboard. It's reasonable. I had a little play with it. The keys feel a bit plasticky and wobbly, although this is a prototype, and I don't really expect much to change on the keyboard. They always say it's a prototype, but of course there isn't much time to change stuff on here. It is backlit keyboard though, and there's a nice big touchpad there, which seems pretty responsive, and it's a multi-touch touchpad as well. So I just had a look at some specs here. This one's loaded with 8 gigs of RAM. There will be a 12 gig version, and it's a Core i7 4500 on here, 1.8 gigahertz nominal. We've got NFC, we've got an Intel N7260 dual band wireless, TPM2, and the standard sort of sensor collection you get on these devices as well. Let's take a look around some of the ports. So we've got a basic set of ports here: power, full HDMI, full SD, and full USB there. So it's pretty nice to see the full size ports there. On this side we've got a headphone. They're using it as a lock here, but this is a headset port. And there's the fan output there. Nothing much, no heat coming out of there at the moment, which is a good sign for a trade show. Usually these things are fairly hot when you get to them. So it's not a super thin device. I guess that's 22 to 25 millimeters at the back there. Let's just open it up, show you what it looks like with the tablet mode. And there it is in tablet mode. You've got the base unit there, two levels of casing, and then the screen on top. So actually gets pretty thick at the back there. So that's the Sony Vaio Fit 13A, very difficult to do it with one hand, sorry about that. But it's actually pretty easy to pull that out of the side and flip it down once you know how to do it. Don't forget to make sure you unlock it before you try and flip it though. There's a lock here. It's due out the end of the year, no information on pricing. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but it's an interesting device, and it's going to go up against devices like the Dell XPS 12 there. This is Chippy at IFA on the Sony booth. Thanks for watching.